from Lawa municipality.
Then the supporting staff will have naturally so that.
Let's call our meeting to order. For the first round, we are going to do our intake. We will have the introductions as you swear in for the Karoi, then introductions as you swear in for Hurungwe. Is chaired by Honorable Wende. My name is Prosper Chapfiwa Mtseami. I am a member of Parliament function.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Devson Mash.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pastor Chinjaya Kangausani from Hurungwe, National West. I represent Hurungwe East. I thank you.
Honorable Mbodi.
Good afternoon. My name is Juliet Casino and I'm head report.
That I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else by the truth.
Engineer Chikwanda William, the Acting Town Secretary for Karoi Town Council. I swear that the evidence that I will give.
And nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Mary Mliswa, the chairman for Hurungwe Rural District Council, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Felicitas Muteta, the acting CEO for Hurungwe Rural District Council, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me.
I, Brighton Dube, the internal auditor for Hurungwe Rural District Council, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth.
Give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So PAC, acting engineer, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Chamnoro Mfuma, the Administration and Human Resources Manager of Hurungwe Rural District Council, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
Was not non-compliance with the public sector accounting, IPSAS 21 and IPSAS 12. Our response was, we are still migrating to IPSAS. This is our second year, so we are trying to comply with, as we are migrating, we'll be complying with all the requirements of the IPSAS for us to comply. And the next question was on the policies that we were supposed to have. We were supposed to have a donation policy and an ITC security policy. All these policies were done, and we have brought the evidence of the policies, and they were adopted by the council. And other 14 policies. Now, this year we adopted 16 policies. Then the next question was, why was the council operating without these key policies? I think it was as a council, we through a transition where we were adding some, every year we were drafting some policies, so we had not reached the time to draft the IT and the donation policies. So we are still in the transition of drafting policies, but I think by the end of this year we'll be compliant with all the policies that are needed for a council to run. Then I'll go on to the other question. The other question was on the management of stands. There were 121 stands that were noted that were not in our inventory. These stands they are the commonage stands under commonage. Due to the fact that these stands they are no longer of monetary value to council, because we have returned to ministry to give them this 10% stands. So we did not put them in our inventory. But the auditors, they advised us that we are supposed to have them in our inventory until the ministry have allocated the stands, then we remove it from our inventory, and we have done so. Then the last question was on the impairment of assets. We know that we are supposed to impair our assets, and we have this year we have advertised, we have made a tender, and people have responded to the evaluation of assets, and we have already paid for them to come and value our assets. They are coming anytime from now on. We have completed drafting the contract for the valuation of the assets. Then we have got the other ones were prior year audits findings. The other one was for the road construction and maintenance tools. This year, what I can say is most of our money, we channeled it to funding the master plan and the valuation goal. So we failed to buy some of these tools, but they are still in our budget. As the funds permit, definitely we'll buy these tools. And the other one was on the data recovery plan and data storage. We have also, again, made a tender for cloud computing, and the tender, I think we are in the contract signing stage for cloud computing. But at the moment, we are using out of site storage. That's the one that we are using at the moment. We have got some hard drives that we will be updating, and they are stored out of the site of the council. That's the one that we are using at the moment. But I think by the end of this month, we will have paid for cloud computing, and we will be compliant to that. Then there is another issue for Chinere Road. That in our reports, it was said that it had been completed, but it was seen that the road has not been completed. Yes, that issue is council. We have noted that issue, and the people who were responsible for that, they've been suspended from work, and they are under trials at the moment, and we are waiting for the outcome of the trials of that Chinere road. It's being done by some. I think I have, that's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sure fellow honorable members, you noted.
Escalated to us on the issue of why did the council did not account for schools revenue, expenditure and assets. Our response is that this was a great oversight on the part of council by failing to account for the same. Traditionally, council had delegated the authority to the SDCs to have the purviews of the schools, and in the same view, the schools are supposed to be accounted for with regards to the adoption of the IPSAS. So our roadmap is looking at taking cognizance of the school's financial reports starting 2025. What is the current status on accounting for council schools? Apparently, the school's records are not yet reflecting in our council records, and the strategies that we have put in place are as follows. We discovered that we don't have competent bases which are running our schools, so we've got a gesture to engage competent bases beginning January 2025. And under the same way, we also need to install some ERPs. We've got the likes of ERPs, like from LADS, the East School one, with an exposure with it. So we are planning to have this one acquired by all our schools, and we have since engaged our schools to consider this in their 2025 budgets, and to have control of our schools. We've since engaged them to submit their 2025 budgets effectively by 13 November, which is this week. We are expecting to receive their budgets, and there is also a need to revalue the assets that were constructed by the SDC. This engagement will be done as well in 2025. Another strategies, we are also having some financial years backlogs with regards to our schools. So once we engage competent payers, we hope they will take care of this kind of backlog, and the audits of these same records should be roped in. We also intend to have their monthly financial reports submitted this from January 2025, and our internal audit should be also performing the school's audits beginning January 2025. Then the observation and valuation of property, plant and equipment. There was an observation that when the council did not value its property, plant and equipment to reflect current values of its assets in compliance with the accounting standards. This exercise, we have since included it in our 2024 budget. The requisitions have since been made, and we are just waiting for the process to engage the service provider. Then the progress made on the IMAP and addressing the non-compliance. Yes, as a council, we developed an IMAP, which is a matrix, which is looking at the plan that we have with regards to implementation of the gaps that we have in our financials. With regards to the progress, to date, council has been working on ERP networking and clearing of some audit backlogs to facilitate the gaps in excellent implementation of the matrix. Basically, our ERP has not been supportive with regards to this implementation journey. Apparently, we are in the process of grouping our assets, that is our property, plant and equipment, in relation to the narratives that we get from the Zimbabwe Financial Reporting Manual. I move on to the registration of vehicles. We have some vehicles which were identified by the auditor, which were uncovered that they not been changed ownership. So the question is, why did you fail to effect change of ownership within the stipulated time? Really, this was a great oversight on the part of management, and the process, in terms of progress, the process is so far underway, and efforts to get clearance from the CITs are in the process, because some of the vehicles...
Excuse me, hold on. While you are doing that presentation, may one of you put through the soft copy of that presentation, because up to now it has not been put through. Can you put it through so that members will just go through as you present? Because recently I've noticed the oversights are now becoming too many.
Maybe it's another oversight.
So maybe it could be another oversight.
Allow me to move to the fuel for roads projects. There was no observation that There was a few roads that were built for the roads project. There's this question, in the absence of the register, how did you ensure that all the road project fuel was used for its intended purpose? Response to this, fuel issues will be registered on fuel issue forms. However, there was an oversight in some cases the same in the register. In the efforts to make a reconciliation, we kind of difficult as some of the forms were not reflecting the purpose of the fuel. So this is the challenge we are facing. Then I move on to, did the council manipulate the register and do reconciliation for roads fuel? Apparently, the reconciliation template is now in place and populated. It's being supported by few issues. Fuel issue vouchers now show purpose of fuel usage. And this one we've tried to resolve it now going forward. I now move on to the issue of valuation law. Yes, the council managed to have and defend the contents of its valuation law. Ideally, our council is not having an updated valuation law. The levying of properties was based on Thamsat figures. However, council is now a draft valuation law, which we submitted before the 3rd of June 2024. So apparently it's awaiting approval by the evaluation board. Then why did the council not view readable properties in its jurisdiction? The auditor observed some properties that were not in our billing database. These were left out from our database due to ill communication between the housing department and the treasury department. However, we've since uploaded these properties and they are now being built. Then what strategies are in place to ensure that all edible properties are available? With regards to this, the crafted information law assists to identify gaps of properties that are not in treasury building database. And going forward, streams allocated by housing departments communicated to treasury department immediately for billing purposes going forward. On building of properties, how is the council rectified the issue of non-build ratepayers? Properties that were not being built were identified and built. There too, the valuation law assisted us in identifying some of the properties and they are now being built. What strategies are in place to ensure proper coordination between the finance and the housing departments? Yeah, this was almost similar like the one above that I addressed. Going forward, streams allocated by housing department are communicated to treasury department for immediate billing of the service charges. Council also procured large software to take account for streams, and the information is accessible by all departments, typically the treasury department. Then I move on to BRO procurement and sales. Why was the council using unrestricted paid cash to do procurement of BRO, of liquor, BRO purchases? Yeah, this one was a tough question to us. We're not sure of the wisdom that was used by the then management to use cash without banking it. Actually, cash was taken from the coffers from BIAO selling points and used to procure BIAO without first being banked. So this oversight, we have since rectified it. Funds are supposed to be deposited first, and all BIAO purchases right now are being actioned through a purchase requisition that is actioned by the procurement management unit. Then in regards to addressing prior issues, we have the issue of the asset management policy. Asset management policy. Yes, auditors identified that as a council, we don't have this policy in place. We have since crafted a draft one, which is now awaiting council approval. Then I move on to the issue of revenue from stem cells. Did the council manage to compile and link a database for the stem cells data to receipts? Indeed, this has been our challenge. We have no database with regards to stem details. As this task has been historically left to be under the purview of the housing department. Apparently, the council has managed to come up with a list of stems that are owed, that we are owed by the resident and business community. The stems are now being accounted for on a core basis. Each time the person makes a payment, all the necessary transactions are being taken care of. Then with regards to bill levy, there was another version that as a council, we have not been accounting this on a core basis, on the basis that we did not supporting remittances from the suppliers of payroll. So the question is, why has the council not been able to engage the brewers? Has the council engaged the commercial brewers in 2024? We have indeed engaged them starting in 2024. We now have the remittances that we compare with the submission of funds which they make to council. And at any point, we can make reconciliations and follow up over unpaid dues. Then on valuation of rent, what strategies and processes is the council instituted to enable it to perform the evaluation before year end? On valuation of land, we noticed that the land that is being referred to is the land in which our assets as a council are seated. And this evaluation of land, we intend to engage the Minister of Local Government to facilitate the same as they finalize on the valuation law issue. We could have combined the same exercise with the valuation of the property and equipment, but the valuers which are in the private sector are not most ideal in terms of giving our touching values of land, which we feel the Ministry of Public Local Governments should do. Then with assets which have got new values, as the council managed to put resources in place to ensure revaluation will be done by year end. This question is to do with the revaluation of assets, which was last done around 2030, which I indicated above that we are intending to have this done in this 2024 financial year. Yes, we have started the processes already. Then we've got the issue of the registration of motor vehicles. This one is coming back again as a prior issue, meaning it has been raised in the prior years. So the auditor is checking the progress in terms of its implementation. Why has the council failed to register procured vehicles in its name? What strategies has the council initiated to enable it to register the vehicles in its name? In response to this, the process has been started where this Mr. Richardson, we have got the funds are used to lease our funds. So the arrangement that happened is this: council, instead of getting direct funds from this farmer, they opted to go with him to procure the vehicles. So during the process of acquisition, it happened that the paperwork for the acquisition were written now in his name. So the council is now being questioned why it has not changed the names from this Mr. Richardson to the name of Karoi Town Council. So the process to engage Richardson were initiated. The vehicle in this name, unfortunately, the records show that the paperwork for the motor vehicles, they were actually not registered in the name of Richardson, but the agreements were just showing his name. So there is need that the council engage with the... Okay, I will come again.
You said, initially you said you went with this white man to buy a vehicle because he didn't want to get cash. Got for you. And the vehicles were registered in his name. Now you are now saying it's not registered in his name.
No, let me correct on that one. Actually, the vehicle registration books were remained in the name of the seller.
Who is the seller?
I need to check the records there.
With your indulgence, honorable members, let's just give him chance to go through. Once he's done, then we do the interrogations.
So the paperwork that I'm referring to, that signalizing the name of Richardson, the agreement of sale, not the books of the vehicles. So the processes are underway to get this dilemma out of our head. Then, with regards to traffic employees, the council managed to reach a mutual agreement on the termination of the traffic operations. Yes, as a council, we used to have a partnership with the that was running the traffic section of Karoi Town Council. We have since separated. Council absorbed all the employees, and council is no longer. And the council has been using the vehicle that was coming from the partner. But all the processes to get the two partners get separated officially were initiated, and all the council, all the traffic employees are now working under council traffic. Then on council clinics, what is the status on clinic construction of the two clinics? What is the status with regards to clinic construction? The question is referring to 2 clinics. Yes, as the council, we budgeted to construct 2 clinics, one in the area known as Chieza, and the other one in Kumatana. Apparently, the council is managed to build the Chieza clinic, which is now 85% complete. And with regards to the other clinic, it was supposed to be built this year. Unfortunately, the construction exercise could not take off due to insufficient funds. Council has since rolled over the budget of the clinic, and additionally is planned to have a mobile clinic that will cater for some remote sites outside our CBD. Then the other question, the other observation is in regards to the delivery of the refuse truck that was bought from Solution Motors. What are the strategies to enable the council to receive the truck? Council is still engaging its legal advisor over the issue to get this issue resolved. I think we have been hearing news with regards to Solution Motors over the television, over RDC failed to deliver most of the acquired properties by some public entities. Council is still pursuing this issue. Then on delivery of goods of motor vehicles, why is the council not applied for the combination with the Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe? This issue was in regard to the direct procurement which the council did, and on advice, the plans advised that they were supposed to seek combination, but instead the direct procurement went ahead. Our response to this, the application for combination, we have seen it it has been overtaken by events. The then management failed to take cognizance of this instruction from PAC, and the vehicles were delivered to council. So to seek combination as of now, we didn't see it making any progress in relation to sanitizing the transaction. Then the other issue is what were the challenges encountered leading to the delay in submitting financial statements for audit. Primarily, the delays are attributed to our semi-computerized ERP. The council also suffered some critical staff turnover that jeopardized on this progress of working on financial statements. What measures has the council taken to ensure timely submission of financial statements for audit going forward? As a council, apparently we engaged about 6 accounts clerks to take care of the posting of financial statements in our ERP, and we have a plan to recruit a substantive billing clerk and some reconciliation clerks, that once we clear our backlog, this will work on substantive basis to ensure that our financial records remain up to date and meet statutory deadlines. Can you provide a detailed plan and timeline for submitting the outstanding financial statements? Apparently, we got a backlog of 2022 and 2023. We have since submitted the 2022 financial statements for audit, and we expect the Auditor General to begin audit fieldwork by Monday next week. The 2023 financial statements are in progress, and our expectation is that during this month of November, we should finalize on them. Then with regards to 2024, the year which we are operating in, we noticed that we can't put our financial statements, so the financial statements that are currently, right now, we can't input them in our ERP on a real-time basis because of the backlog. So we have since designed some Excel templates that we are using to capture our cash books and do our reconciliations, which are the major inputs to the financial statements. And we hope with this exercise, coming to the year end, we are able to produce the 2024 financial statements within the stipulated statutory requirements. And still on the financial statement, we are hoping that once we finish 2023, we will just have the take-home figures to upload to the 2024 that we are working on apparently. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Cognizant of managing our time, honorable members, I put it to you that for those who have questions, pose to Hurungwe Rural District Council. Yes, I'll call upon Honorable Mbadi, then Honorable Imbai. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Just to be very good. All about teaching the road, and you give us a report that was involved in making before the course. I would want to probe if have been arrested for misrepresentation or something else.
One of the cases they've been arrested for, and other cases.
I don't know, but you're not responding. He's asking good.
What happened is when the auditors came, they visited the Shinere Road, and they discovered that what is in the report that Shinere have been graded up to, I think the engineer can help. How many kilometers? 16 of us.
Oh,
it's the fuel.
That's money.
Yes, it's money. It's the fuel.
So, Chairman, to be able to frame my present proposal, what you had given us earlier was actually a misrepresentation from yourself as well. Because you are failing to characterize the reason why your colleagues are in the course of law. A person cannot be arraigned before the court for saying the road was completed. The fact is, they stole what was supposed or what was made for the completion of the road. And what is clear is that they wrote in the report the road had been completed because what they had been given was enough to complete the road. The road was not completed, they stole. So that's what we want you just to tell us.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, before you respond. Report ichizoonekwa na Auditor General kuti road yakakompletwa auditor road. Imi mamsina kuzoona kuti road iri kunzi yakakompletwa yanga isina kukompletwa.
Yes.
Audit.
Yes, it was discovered by the auditor. The CEO, the engineer was the one who was on that project, and the supervisor. So all the paperwork were in order, but the road was not completed. They were saying for a kilometer, they were writing down the fuels they've used for that kilometer, and for the number of kilometers they've used, they've written down the total amount of fuel that was needed to complete that road. So as in the office, we did not discover it, but it was discovered by the auditors that the road was not completed. But now we have put in place some measures to keep that. We now have a monitoring and evaluation committee, and we have also roped in our councillors in the roads committee to do also inspections of roads that will be done and other projects.
Hey, Chairman.
Let me help.
Yeah, through you, Chair. Just to speak about the General Road, they are not in office. She's the acting CEO. So the people who are in charge was obviously the substantive CEO and the engineer, and those have been, suspended.
From the council, you are from the council.
Yes.
You know what is the council?
No, what she's trying to say is the people who are monitoring the project was the CEO and the engineer. People are given jobs to do. You cannot step into someone's lane. The engineer is the one who was supposed to report what was going on, and he reported lies, as Honorable said. So now these lies were discovered by the Auditor General. Let's just call them what they are. They're lies. And they were discovered, and so we're rectifying those lies.
My question is, we have a council, right, which is supposed to supervise would have driven through Chinara. And documents are you see, one from just one, but also it's the council itself is showing that there is no proper supervision. Because Maka Commissioner wrote, the understanding is that council you are supposed to go and see that you just say you might not need to answer, it's just an observation. But I think the council, you are not doing your job.
Well, we have technocrats, we have management. The councillors are policy makers. We do not go and supervise management. That is not our mandate. It is not our mandate. Because the minute we start to supervise the management, we get our fingers burnt.
Can I come? All right, no. For the sake of time, I'll go on to question 2.
Very much. I think that's one of the things that as councillors now we're really hot on, going to check on projects for council. But clearly, the truth of the matter is when they do their paperwork in their offices, we're not privy to some of the paperwork that they have written down. And when they submit, they will only get to find out about these issues when we have the full council. But now, like you said, we have come together as councillors to say we need to monitor these projects, and I think we're doing that with the CEO.
Thank you. The number 2 person, Honorable Member.
Road short. Unfortunately, road here, don't have Bakwedi and of Ranai. Then the Momam, Bakwedi short road. The Sakuti, even maintains a responsible bus. But you after our issues, Alana Futus to rectify. As I speak now, the foreign Makomba and Makomba, Shako. Vaona Kutiaga, I now got 0. Havana Council. Kuti rectify kuti kozvino kana takapfuura nhasi tinoona rodhi iyoyo ine makomba akakurisisa zvokuti takatifungira kuti dai vakaona problem iripo vakarectify pareport, but until today as I speak hakuna chiripo. Saka ndio mubvunzo wangu. Secondly, even vacho vakasuspendwa wacho okay, let me leave you. Thank you.
All right.
For the first question, we will be attending to the roads as funds permit. It's still in our routine of roads. We will be coming. Then on the second one, let the engineer respond.
Road yashokeswa program isina yenhimbe ndo iri patop priority muHurungwe. Ndofunga kuti takasita neAuditor General yechirungu kanzi tiunze maprojects iyo ndio yatakapesa kutanga.
Thank you.
Chairman, the recommendation I would practice.
You don't need them to complete when you come in. All right.
Chairman, with due respect, Nibasaraga Wandanas, just up on Moxie. It means things are not well. And we may do justice to ourselves for the sake of our time and for the sake of their time, and then and we let them go and we say we have completed because on the fixture we have met them. I suggested that the committee must make an urgent site visit of councils with reports such as these ones, so that we'll be able to investigate situations on the ground. Because right now it's difficult for the committee to compute how much was wasted on that road, which is supposedly complete, but it is not. It means that road is going to waste government funds again for the second time. So such areas become grey areas.
Thank you, Honorable. Once we adjourn this process,
Return to ministry to give them the total number of our commonage. We used to keep it in as our inventory. But at the moment, we had returned to ministry to say we've got 121 stands for commonage. So that's why we had removed it from our books. But now we've been advised that we will remove them only when the ministry have allocated the stands from the inventory.
do we have a supplementary?
Yes, I have. And bank in place.
Can we also get that one end of the month?
Yes, you can. I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Another question, Honorable?
Regarding the property that you were not billing what is the council doing to ensure you recover the lost money that was not billed? Was the said
the issue is the figures or the rates has been updated from the time the property was allocated until the time we discovered the omission. Thank you.
But you did not respond. What would happen to manage them? You did not respond to that.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. What happens is that when you buy a stand in Karoi Council, your lease, the day that the lease is signed, is the day that you start billing the rates. So it's very, very easy to capture the date on which the person was supposed to be billed first. So you just go back to that date, then he becomes a tender from that date.
Okay. Well, just one more person.
Thank you so much. Which is not a fair deal. Starts billing some rates. One cannot even build a house or drive to his.
Yes, you can respond.
Yeah, I think what you ought to advise members is that there are two processes that are used then by the government. There was the scheme in which the members or beneficiaries were given stands. Whilst they were paying for their stand, they were also building. This is one scheme. Then there was the second scheme in which council was supposed to service stands. Then after servicing stands, then you sell the stands. This scheme, the first scheme, has since been stopped by the Minister of Local Government. We are reverting to the second scheme. So you would find, if you come to Karoi, we have two locations. The Batana location and the Claudia locations are schemes that were under the pay schemes, where members or beneficiaries were supposed to get the stands. After getting the stands, whilst they were paying for their stands, they were also going to pay for the services of their areas. It's still ongoing.
Yes. Honorable Mbadi, then Honorable Slashway.
Colleagues, let's be thorough here. I'm sure, Chairman, you have been listening to the presentation from this team, and the word oversight has been used. I was recording more than 11 times.
Abused.
Yes. To the extent that even the person who was chairing was afraid that they would make an oversight of submitting the report. That was fantastic of you, Chairman, because it made us aware that we were taking serious notice of what was going on. It's still on the question of properties and estates. You have talked about, elaborately about the process that takes place, which results in council giving out the property either for private ownership of what you have clearly outlined it. Now here the question is, $1 million question. After having played such a central role in distributing or giving out the state for whatever purpose, suddenly there is an oversight in terms of billing of such estates, of such other properties. How can that arise? So the question that we want you to tell us as the committee is to substitute the word oversight and tell us who made the oversight, who was responsible for that, who made the oversight. That's what the committee want to know. States were not built, there was no building database, who was responsible for that? If you can't tell us who was responsible for doing that and didn't do it, then we are free to conclude that you were in a collusive process of cheating the council through making sure that you deliberately leave certain properties outside of billing and then you do the billing privately. So tell us the correct information on that one thing. Just to add on, I think my issue was on this, the oversight. Yeah, you know how council works, you know, it works through committees, just as parliament, we're a committee, and you also work as committees. And most of those administrative issues, they come to committees to get recommendations, then to council for a resolution. And us to get more than 11 oversights from management level, a director prospers a report to the committee, then an oversight again of the committee, then an oversight again of the full council on these issues that affects our residents. I don't know, with any question, how you work, your capacity, current secretary, your capacity to supervise, monitor, and make sure that you deliver services to the residents of Karoi. So my question is just married to what everybody has been saying.
Please,
are you capable of running?
So Karoi, please, if you may respond. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Comrade Chair. One of the issues that this committee must know is that what is central to our issues is that we had a backlog of audits. Since 2023, up to in 1 year, we've managed to bring the order from 2019 up to 2023. So some of this, if you look at this report, it's for the 2020 report of Karoi Council. And since 2020, we have had 6 acting town secretaries. Yeah. This is some of the issues that are not being addressed when we talk about these audit reports. So when this council got in, we had to look at the cases of audits that were outstanding. So we had to take 2021, 2020, 2021, 2022 is ready now. We had submitted it to the Auditor General. In 2023, we are working on it. We are finalizing figures this month, and we expect by December we have done 5 audits in 1 year. So this is what we've done as Karoi Council. And then what we are going to do as Karoi Council, we are going to come up with an IMAP in which we are going to pick the matrix rather, where we are going to pick issues that were raised in 2020, in 2021, 2022, 2023. Then we try to address them at once. So this is our issue. Our issue is mainly about the staff turning off. and they were not, he is oversight. The oversight, you can say he's abusing the weight oversight, but he's afraid that he doesn't even know. But the issue is that those that were there were since number one, the top secret has been since been dismissed, and the house director has since been dismissed. And if we had our introduction for character council acting, except with the audit, the internal audit. So these are issues that we are going to address as character. We have taken a broad step in addressing those things, including the issue of oversight and including the issue of building of stands. Ensure that each stand that is there is built. But we now have the evaluation level. The evaluation level cannot miss certain stands that are in any location. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable.
The council is operating perpetuity. There's no handover and takeover. Once you are out, you are out. So the fear was, we can't say it was done by people who are no longer in council.
But Chairman, this committee was okay at that.
If you can complete that. Let me complete. Correct.
Our fear was, we can't say it was done by people who are no longer in council. It is our duty to make sure that those which was done wrong before, we must make sure we put it in order. That's why the reporter was saying it was an oversight. But we are, as the chairperson said, we are putting the matrix to attend to the issues of the prior audit, because when we are done with 2023, everything will be in one pack. Thank you.
Thank you. That order which I have put.
It's not like if someone can steal money because today they are listening. I want to find out from you. Do you know where Solution Motors is? Their offices. Have you been there? Say yes or no. Who is the template? The acting. Yeah.
If you can put your mic. No, just relax. That's why we have access to everyone water. You are free to drink it. So that you relax your nerves. It's true or more. The question.
The answer is no.
No, and you gave them a contract to supply a motor vehicle that they did not supply. When you gave evidence, you made reference to stories that you heard on TV. And up to now, you are still saying you are still consulting with your lawyers on the way forward. And these are issues that are 3 years old. Clearly, what steps are you taking to ensure that the car that is supposed to be delivered by Solution Motors is delivered? Not what you are consulting. You can't consult a lawyer for 2 years, right? Number one. We go to the issue of the registration of vehicles. You see, it's clear that, and I'm sure you know that, and you heard your colleague, your neighbor, when she left there, she was saying that we know that you guys, you wanted to register these vehicles in your name. So please, we want to remind you again, you are under oath, right? We will ask you to come again on the issue of the registration of vehicles, right? Number one, if you are leasing, how much was the white man that you referred to supposed to pay? And why didn't you get money cash? Then you go and buy the vehicle yourself. Why did you opt to take the guy to a car dealer and buy the vehicle? Number two, you are buying a vehicle on behalf of the council. You came here, initially you are saying the vehicle is registered under, what is the name of the guy, so that we refer to you? Richardson. The vehicle is registered in Richardson. But that's not correct. The vehicle is not registered under Richardson. So why are you misleading this committee? And if you don't even know who the vehicle is registered to, why are you not taking steps to ensure that that issue is corrected? Because you are telling us that you are still following up the issue. 2 years later, Mr. Richardson is there. He has money that he was supposed to give you. You are not following on that. You see, you are letting the man. Where are these vehicles? Like what Honorable Ngwati says, if we say today we are coming to Karoi, can you show us the vehicles? That's the other question. Then my last question, the issue of the fuel schedule. The Auditor General noticed that the fuel was not being accounted for, meaning that people were abusing the fuel. And you come here and tell us that it's an oversight. It's theft. People are stealing fuel. What are you doing to ensure that the fuel that was stolen is recovered? Because if you are in the office, number one responsibility, they will make sure that if in Maria you go back and make sure that the money is recovered. You see? So what steps are you taking? And we want you to provide us with a schedule which showed the total fuel that was involved, how it was used, the names of people that were taking the fuels. We want that to register. I think for now, and the last one, the beer or procurement. People are stealing money. And you come here and you pretend as if you don't know that money was being stolen. How do you get people getting cash without the money being, that's theft, you know? And as council, I'm sure what we're supposed to do is even to recommend the forensic audit, because your whole processes are just porous and open to abuse. Please, can we get the people that were involved in this thing? Because we want to start getting names, we want to start getting amounts that are involved, and we want to start getting people being reported to the law authorities of this country so that proper action can be taken. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you may respond.
I will start then the agent sector. This deal went through in 2017, and up to now we have instituted the arbitration. We have won the arbitration. After winning the arbitration, you know, the case of arbitration is that the other party pays 50% and the other party pays 50%. We paid our commitment. The Social Motors did not pay its commitment. So we are still stuck. But when we were discussing with the lawyer, he is going to the next processing that he is going to get a writ. Because if we won the award. But one issue that is sticking is that the other amount of money ought to be paid for the arbitration to be delivered. So this is one of the issues, the sticking issues about Solution Motors. We are actually in a country as a council. We've been fighting for this better of entry. If you see the rate of fees that we have pumped out in trying to get a finance to this issue, it's also a burden on the part of council. Then on the issue of registration of vehicles, we had an agreement with the said white man. He was farming on our farm. So there was the issue of rather diversion of funds then. So council resolved that instead of the white men bringing funds to council, which will be diverted elsewhere, as council had depleted fitted by then, why can't we have the white men buying vehicles to the tune of the amount that is due to council instead? So instead,
sorry, Chair. Can we have a normal process?
It is
to Malika wearing the violation.
Yeah, but then it was a normal process. So council came up with a resolution that this man must bring at least some assets for for council. That was the wisdom of the council. Not to, then in the process, the registration books are in the names of those that sold the vehicles to Mr. Richardson. But the argument of SEP bears Mr. Richardson's names. So these are issues that we are trying to. So these are issues that we are trying to address. I see that in 2020.
Chairman, with due respect, Chelsea not in a motor, and Mr. Richardson, Arigo, and Mota, Zirigo, Munu, akatengwa na Mr. Richardson, Arigo, and chirikueneza chinyi kuti imimi mutore Richardson moenda munochinja mabhuku chichirikueneza kuti akuita problem nekuti Mr. Richardson havachawanika kana kuti Mr. Richardson vakakatenga munhu mota ndedzangu ndozvatiri kuda kwete kunzi chitore chitendera tendera.
And if you look at the state of the issue, mota dzacho, we are tutotaura zvima debris. They were voted in 2020, these vehicles. They were second-hand vehicles back then. They are shelves. There are seven
vehicles. In my own marriage, maybe let's start from there. How much were you owed by Mr. Richardson, and how much did you pay for the vehicles?
It's 21,000. I was supposed to pay 21,000. Yes. He was paying 21,000 per season.
Yes. So he was owing you 21,000 only. How much was you? How much did you put into this car deal? What was the value? Agarima 5 season, Gana 2 season, Gana 3 season, was it 42,000? Was it 21,000? Because we want to see also whether that decision of yours, because you can't then just come now and say, I got married. 2020, 3 years down the line.
Okay, you have taken an oath. Don't out-caucus him to decide what to speak conveniently, especially when you are seated next to me. We are not relatives. So he's telling him what to say and what to do. It is not allowed. It's improper in this comment. I thought I should raise it for tomorrow's sake when we are seated next together. Thank you, Honorable Boy. Thank you.
From Honorable Wendy. Yes, I'll come up then. Yes. Honorable after. Yes.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm a bit worried. I'm acting about 6 of them. These acting were coming from the same council. You can even take somebody from Matebele and they were bigger when the house is paying. Who knows about it?
Thank you, Chair. On the issue of acting, members must be aware that we work with the minister at any given instance of our appointments. So we have since done the issue of the acting town sector. We are going to put our advert. We finalized, we have a detailed settlement with the acting town sector. One of the issues that is key in these issues is the labor issues. So it's not just about thinking of making decisions, but it's also making decisions that are in line with the Labor Act, in such a manner that the council does not lose out on revenue when we are fighting these labor issues. So this is why it takes so much time to clear the backlog of electing officers. But as Karoi Council, so far, the post of the electing sector is now on the advert. The engineer is there. These other posts, we have since advertised for the posts, we have since been given a green light to employ about 35 people at the ministry. So it is a plus for us. On the issue of sound governance at Karoi Council, you come there to Karoi Council. Since 2023, we have tried to manage and put sound governance in Karoi Council. And what you are seeing here, that you can come here and present here, is also a sign that we are trying to put our things together. But things were not in order. but we are trying to do that. Come and visit the Karoi Town Council, see how we operate, and you see that the estates, even the estate like the Honorable Councillor was asking, they can be petitions, but petition does not mean that we do not work with people. You know, why is it not that people? There are some people who think they are not working with which is the proper way. But what we do, when we get a petition, we try to address each and every one. And every month, after every full council, as the chairman of Karoi Town Council, I need residents. And if you look at our schedule, we are having budgets. And in each and every budget, we try to reach out to everyone. So we have covered the issue of the relationship with our residents. And the issue of our accounting officers. Amongst the list of 35 vacant posts that have been approved by the ministry, we have the billing clerk, we have the revenue clerk, we have the reconciliation clerk. So we hope by the end of December this year, we will have this post filled. We have also recruited the HR, which was one of the features that was in Karoi Town Council. We have never had an HR office, but we have managed to recruit the HR officer, so that this was one of the issues that was affecting us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to clarify on the issue of these acting positions. It's true that we have a number of acting persons on different positions. Currently, what we have is the substantive engineer. Then just recently we had the substantive director of finance, who was now acting as the town secretary. But as we speak now, we have the advert for the town secretary, who, if he is employed, then we now have a substantive town secretary, and the only position which we think we are also going to fill is the director of finance, which of course at the moment, due to some issues, some HR issues, we cannot employ just immediately because the person is on suspension. So we are trying to fill those gaps. We had a number of critical positions which were not filled. Others were not even appearing on our organogram. But we revised the organogram. We came up with an organogram which we are thinking that can serve the purpose of the local authority. We applied to the ministry for filling those positions. We got the concurrence that we can fill up more than 35 posts, it was said by the chairperson. So we're now in the process of filling those positions. And we are also working on the systems. It's true that the systems were not really properly established as for the local authority. We are working on the systems for the local authority to run properly. So it's a very big, it's a lot of work that we are supposed to do, and we are also committed to it. We find that even the issues of ERPs, which were highlighted by the acting director of finance, those are some of the things that we started this year. Then we had to make sure that we have labs, and we have a number of modules that we have installed and which we are now implementing in the housing, in the engineering, in the planning. We are also bringing it to procurement. We are bringing it to HR. So those things were missing, and we are also feeling that those are the issues which enables the wars that we are saying oversight. after putting in a proper system, I think that those issues will not be appearing, because it's not really an individual's behavior which should to govern the organization. The system should be able to ensure that whatever the person that is there, he will behave properly.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
In life and in governance that you have to make some bold decisions. The issue of the absence of ERPs, the issue of management oversights, the issues that are on the suspension letter of the acting town secretary. And we have plugged the loopholes that came with the suspension and resuspension. And his hearing was supposed to happen last week, and he has asked for extension to the 21st. And we think that we are within time. And Chair, what we want to portray to is that we are not the best run with the local authority, but we are doing our best. And you promise that when we go back to Karoi, we are going to do our best. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Also want to see, you have said you started receiving money from PLF. We want to see a schedule of what you have received from January to date in terms of the BLF, showing which brewery or company is paying you which amount. Then on the asset management policy, you said there's a draft in place, right? Yes. Yes. Can you also supply us with that draft? I think then the last thing which will still be outstanding is the issue of condonation. Here the procurement is now going to tender. I'm sure you understand what is condonation. It doesn't mean with the Kanama vehicles are delivered, motor and it has been overtaken by them. When you do direct tender in breach of the law, and it's criminal, you can actually be arrested. You are like that Zaki did not come to you. But so you can't say the Auditor General wants you to address this finding. What it has been overtaken by this. No, it can't. It can't. So on that one, we need also to see the contract and explain the reasons why you didn't follow the law. Magaita direct procurement in contravention of the law. And we want you to start the process of approaching PAC so that that act can be condoned, so that it is removed from the Auditor General's books. So thank you very much. I don't know whether I see something in terms of the documentation.
All right, Karoi Town Council, thank you very much.